All right, today we are playing Laurie Anderson's Puppet Motel. I'm going into this almost fully blind. There is one thing I'd like to share with you, and that is the warning it gives as you install the game. It tells you it's made a change to the win.ini file, the initialization file for Windows itself in the Windows folder. Everything had write permissions there back then. Nobody cared. You want to take a guess why they made that change? To add the Comic Sans font to Windows. The font was so important that they risked basically making you do a clean install of your operating system if it went wrong. Hopefully they get good use out of it. No, I don't want to open the icon. I want to open the game. Is there sound? There's sound. Sign in. I don't seem to have a mouse. You want a keyboard? You do. What's nice about having this little square window is I can change the volume on my side without you seeing it. Of course, it kind of ruins it if I tell you out loud, doesn't it?
8 o'clock and 1 second p.m. The time is now 8 o'clock and 2 seconds p.m. The time is now 8 o'clock and 3 seconds p.m.
Uh-oh.
The time is now 8 o'clock and 1 second p.m. The time is now 8 o'clock and 2 seconds p.m. The time is now 8 o'clock and 3 seconds p.m.
You're not going to criticize my time obsession, are you?
This is the time. And this is the record of the time. We are in record.
Do you want me to do something?
In record.
Oh, no. Alright. Proved its point. I moved. I'm sorry.
I'll be with you.
I'll be there.
I'll be with you. I'll be there.
You sure you don't want me to do something?
The time is now 8 o'clock and 1 second p.m.
Oh.
The time is now 8 o'clock and
Oh,
2
this hurts.
seconds p.m.
Oh,
The time
spacebar.
is now 8 o'clock
Pauses it?
and 3 seconds
Or are we
p.m.
progressing? Are you loading assets? Have I upset you? Oh, what's this? Oh, this is the Ouija room.
The time is now 8 o'clock and 1 second p.m. The time
It
is
seems
now
upset.
8 o'clock and 2 seconds p.m. The time is now 8 o'clock and 3 seconds p.m.
But it's still responsive. Oh, now can I use my mouse? Even though I couldn't on the... Okay, let's stop it on the T then. Actually, what does this do? Ah, hello.
Directory assistance?
You what? Oh, hello. Alright. This is kind of neat. So,
Behold, human beings living in an underground den, their legs and necks chained so they cannot see each other. Just like us, they see only their own shadows. which the fire throws onto the opposite walls of the cave.
All right. So the part I'm not blind on is that I am somewhat aware of Laurie Anderson. Didn't know who she was prior. Still don't really know who she is, outside of a self-proclaimed multimedia artist. Intentionally vague. I like it. I think I'm going to have SA try and throw the video interview of her in, just to get a general sense of how she thinks. Um, you could I'll keep from saying any more. We'll find more out about her, I'm sure. I have not. This game is based on a song called Puppet Motel, which I haven't heard. I know nothing of it. That's kind of cool. I didn't see how that shifted. Changes its shadow, so to speak. There's some guy playing basketball with a, what is it, filled with lead? What is this thing? It's like a leaf. Excuse me? What?
You're walking, and you don't always realize it,
I'm sitting.
but you're always falling.
Um,
With each step, you fall forward slightly, and then catch yourself from falling.
All right.
Over and over, you're falling,
Are we?
and then catching yourself
Yeah, I got you.
from falling. And this is how you can be walking and falling at the same time.
No strings to interact with, as far as I can tell. What's that thing? What am I looking? Oh, that's his shadow, I think. All right. Getting a lot of mileage out of this mechanic. What do we have over here? Is that a shadow chair? Ah, this is going to repeat. All right. How would I leave? Unless there's something else for me to see in this room. Yeah, did you move? Yeah. And the other one was over here somewhere, wasn't it? Was it? Do I press spacebar to exit? Some other button? This room has no name, by the way. Shift button does nothing here. Or maybe it's because it's playing a multimedia. The AV. Man, it's kind of high def, isn't it?
You're walking.
Yeah,
and
that.
You don't always
Oh,
realize
all right,
it,
all right.
but you're always falling. With each step,
Shoot.
you fall forward slightly, and then catch yourself from falling.
Do you want to go through the window?
Over and over, you're falling, and then catching yourself
I'll skip ahead for you at this point.
from falling.
Oh. Tab button. That was a neat little segment. Is this exit? Good. Yeah. What did I do? Start the slot machine? I suppose I did. Alright. No, no, no. Dang it. Oh, this is different. Why is this different? It's the same room. Oh, it's a loading screen. We didn't get it the first time. Interesting. Hey, Essay, what I want you to do here is freeze frame it, stop the audio, go back, and play the audio there in reverse. Loudly enough so people can hear it, preferably. Are we spinning super fast? Looks like we've lost our timing. The crystal's going out of control. Oh, I've probably enabled some kind of fast-forward mode, haven't I? With all my random button pressings. I don't remember which one does unlock the clock. See you in a second while I check that. Well, I pressed escape to try resetting the game. Instead, I have escaped into this...
Directory assistance.
Alright, I guess we'll keep playing as is for a while. Hi, friend. So long as you don't eat my face, I won't eat yours. However, I'm not really sure we're moving.
I used to spend some time seeing a psychiatrist. And I would get there around 8 in the morning and come into the office. And she sat in the corner, and on one side of her was a window, and the other a mirror. And she could tell by slight movements of my eyes whether I was looking at her, or out the window, or at the mirror. And I looked at the mirror a lot, and one of the things I noticed was that on Monday it was perfectly clean and clear, but by Friday it was covered with these lip marks. Now this was a process that seemed bizarre at first, and then predictable, and finally more or less inevitable. Then one day in passing I said, "You know, it's like the lip marks that appear on your mirror." And she turned around and said, "What lip marks?" And I realized that because of the way the sun was coming through the window and hitting the mirror at an angle, that she couldn't see them. So I said, "Why don't you sit in my chair? You can see them from here." And I'd never seen her get up before, but she got up. She could actually walk. And she came and sat in my chair, and she said, "Oh, lip marks." The next time I saw her was the last time. She said she had discovered that her 12-year-old daughter had been coming into the room during the week and kissing the mirror, and that the maid would come in on the weekends and wash off the marks. And that was when I realized that we were seeing things from such literally different points of view that I would never have to see her again.
All right. Best I can tell, I have no mouse control at this point. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So we have the window, we have the mirror, Are we the puppet? Is she the puppet? Are we... We're sort of looking at her. This is sort of...
Every time I talk about Puritanism, I become one. I mean, my Puritan ancestors came here from England because the King of England wouldn't allow them to play games on Sunday.
What a jerk.
So they came to America to exercise their precious right to punish people who didn't agree with them. See what I mean?
Not entirely, because I didn't catch the first part. It was kind of quiet. Oh, okay. What are we doing now? I am the window. I guess that sort of looks like Laurie Anderson. Oh, okay, we're moving. Is this then the psychiatrist's perception of Laurie? And then the gap between the windows is each time she hits the window would be the weekly session? Is that the idea there? Can I interact here? I think I'm controlling the red light. Oh, now we have a cube. Not sure what you'd like me to do with this cube.
Stay. No.
What?
Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Stay. 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 Remember me. Remember me. Remember me. Stay. Stay. No. Stay. Stay. No. Love me. Love me. Love me. Remember me.
I still don't entirely know what this is. Is this supposed to be the psychiatrist? She's always very far away, which I guess makes sense for a psychiatrist. I think we're done in this room.
This is a recording.
You don't say. This isn't live.
Say no.
Let's go back to the escape room. Will you let me? Yeah, I will. What else is out here? Okay. No. I've been here. I don't want to be here anymore. Who's that?
You are out of memory. Same. Same now. Same.
No. Not the window room. That's where I clicked last time, isn't it? I am out of memory. Is this just a different way of getting to the different rooms? I am controlling this gate. I figured it would be pleasing to approximately go in the directions that the frame points to. But now I'm not so sure.
When my grandmother died, I went for a walk out onto a frozen lake. And I saw a lot of ducks. And as I got closer, I saw that they didn't fly away. And then I walked right up next to them, and they still didn't fly away. And then I saw that their feet had been frozen into the new layer of ice.
Okay. I didn't know that could happen. We only have the shadow of this one skate. There's no person attached to the skate. They don't cast a shadow. Would you like me to click on something? Oh, hello. Bye. I couldn't read it. The line you were supposed to say here? It was a cryptogram. Did it say, take me with you, or take me as I am? Read what? About the ducks? Well, the ducks had their feet frozen, so taking them with us would be more complicated. I don't follow this room. Tab moves us. Tab and escape seem to possibly have the same function. No, they don't. They are separate buttons. They're mapped differently. Okay, so that's escape. What is this? Alright, chair, shadow. Depending on when you look at it, the shadow changes. Chair is the same.
recording.
And you get it to 12. Was that important? No. Palm readings. Oh boy. Do you believe the future is written in the palm of your hand? No. Do you want to read the story about the palm reader? Oh, dang it. Well, this isn't my hand. This is a representation of someone else's hand. Don't gotcha me. Oh, geez. Oh, okay. I thought I would have to... It was like a horrible flashlight. The palm reader. I went to the palm reader, and the odd thing about the palm reader was that everything she said was totally wrong. She said I loved airplanes and that I'd been born in Seattle and that my mother's name was Hillary. But she seemed so sure of this information that I began to feel like I'd been walking around with these false documents tattooed to my hands. It was very noisy in the parlor, and members of her family kept running in and out. They were speaking a high-clicking kind of language that sounded a lot like Arabic. Books and magazines in Arabic were strewn all over the floor. It suddenly occurred to me that maybe there was a translation problem, and maybe she was reading my hand from right to left instead of left to right. Thinking of mirrors, I gave her my other hand. Then she put her other hand out, and we sat for several hours in what I assumed was some kind of participatory ritual. Finally, I realized that her hand was out, because she was waiting for money. Alright. Okay. Alright, this will be interesting. Hold on, this room's a little louder. Audio mixing is an art. Whatever I was told at the palm reader was far from true. She said that I liked aircraft. I was... Oh, hold on. I thought the original was in English. The second was in Arabic, and then it was translated back. You know how if you put something in Google Translate, say you went from English to Arabic, and then you copied the Arabic and pasted it into the translate from, and then to English, it would output not quite the same message as it had originally. But this one is it seems the same. I might be missing this time. She said it was a high-pitched language. I think last time she said it was. Did she say it was clicking? Suddenly it appeared that she is experiencing a problem interpreting my palm, or probably she was reading it from... Right. Okay, this is different. Let me start from the beginning. Sorry. It took me a minute to realize what was going on. It is translated back. It was original the first time. Whatever I was told at the palm reader was far from true. She said that I liked aircraft. I was born in Seattle and that my mother's name is Hillary. She seemed so confident about her psychic abilities that I felt my mind began to drift from reality and that these forged facts are tattooed on my hand. The living room was filled with chatter by her family that kept entering and leaving the room. They were talking in a high-pitched language that sounded like Arabic. Books and magazines scattered on the floor. Suddenly, it appeared that she is experiencing a problem interpreting my palm, or probably she was reading it from right to left instead of left to right. Thinking about what she said earlier, I gave her my other hand, as she extended her other hand back to me. We remained seated in this position for several minutes, as if participating in a ritual. It eventually became clear that her extended hand was waiting for money. Has this table always been here, or whatever's showing? Oh, okay. Have you had enough? Well, I don't know. Do I get to read... Does it garble more? I like garble. No. Well, now hold on. Is this a different story? I mean, I had enough of the same thing. Exactly the same thing, but if you want to do more mere things, I'm okay with that. Let's try yes. I don't think I'll change. We'll try yes.
Say no. Say no.
Are you actually saving the game? You what?
Say no.
I think he said listen to the cucumbers. I don't think that's right, though. Oh.
They listened to the music, to the sweet swinging music that came from their radios, that came from their gods.
Okay.
They listen to the music, to the sweet swinging music that came from their radios, that came...
Same.
They listened to the music,
Hmm.
to the sweet swinging music that came
Bring
from
back
their
this phone.
radios,
This one.
that came from
no.
their gods.
I don't know if I clicked it. Yeah, it gave me that one. Who's on this phone? Oh.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
That's
If you'd
Kinda
like to
weird
go someplace you haven't been before, press
phone
2.
numbering system is
If
this?
you'd like to see a list of your
1,
options,
2,
press
3, 4, 5, 6.
If you'd like to leave a message on the internet, press 4. If you'd like to
Message
know
on
where
the
you are,
internet.
press 5.
You want me to... Oh, you can't backspace. Oh yeah, you can. Unsure. I'm unsure how the numbering... Oh, this isn't... That's upsetting. I'm unsure. There we
You
go.
are out of memory.
Uh-oh.
Save. Save now. Save.
This is a different phone. Okay, there's another phone there as well. That's a bad phone. Dude, the different numbers do...
If you'd like to leave a message,
They do have
press
different
1.
boxes. You can tell because there's a gap.
If you'd like to go someplace you haven't been before, press
They
2.
do lead to different things. Bro, what?
Save.
Fish. Oh, it is a fish. Hello, redfish. What are you doing? You seem to be idle. You what? Who's this? I'm not sure about you. You have sharp arms. Oh. You go back in the church, maybe? Please? Please don't cut the redfish in half. Ah. You're not a fish at all. You're a
You know,
motorcycle.
a while ago I got a motorcycle. And you know it's a great way to spy on people. You get
Okay.
on the bike and put on that helmet, cruise around town. You're completely anonymous. You can just stare at people all you want, and they can't see you. But the problem with a helmet is that you can't hear very well. A couple of weeks after I got the bike, I was stuck in a big traffic jam. Dozens of cars honking, and suddenly I realized they were honking at me. When I got home that day, I took off the helmet, and a huge piece of foam sprang out. And I realized I'd been wearing the helmet with all the packing material still inside.
Okay.
You know, a while ago I got a motorcycle.
I know.
And you know it's a great way to...
I was kind of expecting that to go in prepper sort of direction where she bought Russian. Sorry. Soviet
The
serpent.
guy who says he can talk to dolphins said he was in an aquarium and he was talking to a big whale
He was an aquarium or in an
who
aquarium?
was swimming around and around in his tank. And the whale kept asking him questions telepathically. And one of the questions the whale kept asking was, do all oceans have walls?
You have nothing to say about this creepy pastor with the scissor arms, huh?
John Lilly.
Okay.
The guy who says he can talk
Oh,
to
okay.
dolphins.
I didn't hear that part originally. I think I was speaking over it. So I was thinking about the motorcycle, which I thought was going
Said
to
he was in
go
an
in.
aquarium.
I got you. I thought it was going to go in a direction where she bought some kind of Soviet surplus, I don't know, bug, some kind of audio recording and transmitting system. Did I not wait long enough for this story, maybe? I'm really uncomfortable with his sharp arms
There
going
was a
around my
devout
head.
nun in the 15th century
Sorry, her.
who decided to make a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And she belonged to an order that wore bags over their heads.
Right.
And the Mother Superior told the nun that if she walked through the countryside with a bag on her head, she would scare people.
Mm-hmm.
But the nun insisted, so the Mother Superior allowed her to walk around and around the cloister every day for 3 years, until she covered the equivalent distance to the holy city. At the end of her journey, the nun was so exhausted that she collapsed. A doctor was called.
She's probably hyperventilating.
After examining her, he announced that she was too weak to make the return trip. The nun died shortly after.
Well, that's a story. Could the nun be dead then and not cut off my arm or head? Or my arms? I think we're done in this room. If I click, my soul leaves. Or I breathe. You know, I was playing way cool games. I don't think I got to show this one. There was an application that went into your tray, your notification tray, in the bottom right of your screen on Windows, and it was a pair of eyes as an icon, and every 7 seconds, the image would turn from open eyes to closed eyes to remind you to blink. I feel like that concept should have been extended to its logical and ridiculous conclusion. You could have, another image that has a pair of lungs and it tells you when to breathe in case you forget. And of course, you got to have your H2O. That's the big one now. It tells you when to drink, because obviously humans aren't built to know when they need water. Fluid intake. All right. I've left some things in the phone room. This is the phone room, isn't it? No, this is a clock room. This is clock too. I guess that's a clock too. It's digital. I was thinking this was the truth, and I had to set these two clocks to the 12 o'clock, but it's just a digital clock. Makes sense now. Alright, we're learning different languages. Amazing Ouija floorboard. Alright. Any questions? Not really. I'm not super big into mysticism generally. Type your question. Oh, is this where we get to use the Comic Sans? Why was Comic Sans considered necessary to this game? Oh, too long. We'll just do necessary. There we go. No. Oh, I have to select the answer. Suggested questions. Jeez. Alright, is everybody just acting? Okay. I don't know what that means. Is time wide? What does that mean? Time has a lot of bandwidth? Big band time? Alright. I like stories.
In 1978, I spent some time in California in the fall, looking for a quiet place to live. I finally found what seemed to be the perfect apartment. But the night after I moved in, I heard a tremendous pounding sound. As it turned out, I had moved in right above a Hawaiian hollow log drum school. Every other night,
Hate when that happens.
it was converted into a hula school with a live band of 6 Hawaiian guitars. I decided to soundproof my place, but I didn't hang the door very well, and all the sounds kept drifting in. About this time, like a lot of New Yorkers who find themselves on the West Coast, I got interested in various aspects of California's version of the occult. We would sit around at night while the Santa Ana winds howled outside and ask questions to the Ouija board. I found out a lot of information on my past 9,361 human lives on this planet. My first life was as a raccoon.
And then you were a cow. And then you were a bird.
Where's the
And
bird?
then you were
Nope.
a hat.
Spelled the Ouija. We said, a hat. We couldn't figure it out. Finally, we guessed that the feathers from the bird had been made into a hat. Is this true?
Yes,
Spelled the Ouija.
hat counts as half life.
And then,
It's a very breathy demon.
Hundreds and hundreds of rabbis.
now this is apparently my first life as a woman, which should explain quite a few things. Eventually, though, the Ouija's written words seemed to take on a personality, a kind of a voice. Finally, we began to ask the board if the Ouija would be willing to appear to us in some other form.
Forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it.
The Ouija seemed like it was about to crash. Please, what could we do? We were nagging it now. So
That's
you will show
unfortunate.
yourself to us in some other manifestation.
Sorry, give me a second.
Finally, we began to ask the board if the Ouija would be willing to appear to us in some other form.
Forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it, forget it.
The Ouija seemed like it was about to crash. Please, what can we do? We were nagging it now. So you will show yourself to us in some other manifestation.
You should lurk. You should L-U-R-K. Lurk.
Now, I never really figured out how to lurk in my own place, even though it was only a rented place. But I did find myself looking over my shoulder a lot, and every sound that drifted in seemed to be a version of this phantom voice, whispering in a code that I could never crack.
Very sorry about that. That's the first time that's ever happened while I've been recording. Chrome doesn't respect my muting of the Gmail tab, which has voice pop up whenever someone calls that Google Voice number that it's tied to, which is exclusively scammers from that place. Would probably, I mean, that's effectively their largest culture export to us. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to crack down on it. Each and everything would improve, I think. All right, let's go back to the phones. I also have one more object in the clock room, the digital clock, which I haven't touched. I forget where this phone goes. Oh, I remember. This goes to the answering machine. Can I click the messages?
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
I wouldn't.
If you'd like to go someplace you haven't been before...
Oh, there's a whole menu I haven't listened to. I guess it's a digital answering machine. Yes. No. Oh. Huh. I don't want to shut down. What happens if I click OK? Do I get some weird punishment for not paying attention to the wording? No, but I'm curious what happens if I say yes. How long does this go? Auto clicker doesn't work here. Oof. All right. It shuts down. I guess it's a good place for me to take a break and roll around on the floor for a while. It's what I usually do when I take a break. See you in a second.
I would say for young artists, be loose. I really was quite happy with calling myself a multimedia artist. It is a meaningless term. It is meaningless. But it will give you the freedom to do various things without somebody going, "You're a sculptor, why are you making music?" No, I'm a media artist. You know, like, oh, okay, whatever that means. But it's so easy to get pigeonholed in the art world and to do just this thing. You might want to get smaller and smaller and narrower, and that's also beautiful, you know, to make something super specific and make those variations quite intense and not so different from each other. Or, but this will still work, this scheme. So if you define yourself as, make it vague, you know, I think, because there's so many forces that are there to push you in certain directions, and they're traps, and curators do it. You know, curators are, you know, this is our theme, so stay in the theme. You're like, really? Okay, how about if I stay in my theme? Get let your own interest and your own obsession rule that, and don't be caught in that trap of definition. And because it's a corporate tool, it's like I realized that it's all about sales. You know, it's not to help you make your work. It is to help other people sell your work, which is, you know, it's also important. I'm not like I am a 21st century citizen in a highly corporate world, but and I'm not a snob about that really, but that helps a little bit to be flexible. I would say just call it flexible, and give yourself. I mean, I'm an artist because I want to be free. That's my whole goal, and I hate it when people tell me what to do. So I would say that the branding thing is something to really avoid. You know, sort of like Facebook stamping of who you are, and to resist that pressure, because that pressure is everywhere. It's everywhere. I remember the feeling of being released from that, because once made a lot of records for Warner Brothers, and then suddenly, you know, fairly suddenly, the whole record industry collapsed. And so I had to spend some time going, are you an electric acoustic avant-garde artist, or are you an avant-garde story artist? And I was like, who cares? I'm just trying to write some music, you know, the way I get, you know, inspiration from wherever, you know, and then I realized it's about what bin you're filed and how to sell you. So, and I'm not saying that's not important, but don't make it the first thing. And also, you know, finding your personal voice could also be finding a one that doesn't express you. I'm not so wedded to the idea that art is personal expression and that it's good for you personally. I mean, it may be, but there are many different ways to express things. You could try to. I mean, there are a lot of birds out today. I was just thinking. I'm very interested in, of course, going to Mars and all of those great projects we have, but also I personally would really love to understand creatures here better. So let's say you wanted to really understand the language of birds and how to make music that they would kind of go, yes. That's not self-expression. That's just like curiosity about being in the world and kind of going, let's make some music. So, you know, whatever makes you free, and it makes you feel really free and really good, that's what to do. It's really simple.
All right, I'm back. I've done some exploration of the files here. I don't know how I would run these. I don't think I can. I can look it up later. I'll go through these songs once we're done. I'm not entirely sure what they are. They're very small files, so maybe it's just voice. Let's see if properties will give us a length. Should be easier to tell then. 4.5 seconds. Okay, it's something else. Why don't we listen to them now then? I assume I won't be copyright claimed for sub 5.
Remember me, remember me,
Yeah.
remember me. Stay.
Okay,
No.
these are all the things we heard in
Remember me.
Yeah.
Remember.
The things we heard in the initial room. Bookmarks. Actually, I'd like you to let. Oh, this is interesting. What? Weird. I haven't figured out how to get internet piped into this VM. I'm using 86 box, which I'm generally unfamiliar with as far as setting things up. I kind of have a working knowledge built to kind of duct tape this together. All right, let's get back into it. I'll look at the CD contents when we're done. I don't know if there's anything there or not. Seems to be where it keeps all its big AV files. Very little is actually, Oh! 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 Hold on. Hold on. How did I exit last time? Does the plug exit me here?
Directory assistance.
I guess it's something about holding down Control and pressing a button. Which button that is, I don't remember. Oh, well, that works too. Here we go. I won't read the whole README to you. I just remember seeing... Control Q will quit. Why did I want to quit? Why did I want to quit? Oh, my memory. Oh yeah, I'd also like to point this out. I don't think anyone could really get away with this anymore. Certainly not a big corporation. Voyager, though. Let me look up Voyager in another screen. Are they still around? Well, while looking this up, apparently Voyager was a canceled video game by the Looking Glass Company. Essay, have one of myself look into that. Let's see here. Defunct in 1997. When did this come out? 96? 1994. All right. They released quite a few interesting CD-ROMs. I think I might look into more of these. Right. Sorry. It did upgrade my version of QuickTime. What I was using was slightly delayed, or older, outdated, obsolete. It's all obsolete. You know what I mean, though? An older version, which may have been leading to certain sound sync problems before. Though we had them here, it seemed like it corrected, and then I pressed some button, which caused problems. Where was the hold Control and press some button? Tidbit. Hold Control and press space to go to the control room. Why did I want to exit? I don't remember. Oh, right. Wow. I think I must have typed S the first time I signed in. All right. Control Q. Actually, let's oh, hello credits. Goodbye credits. All right, there we go. Right. Let's sign in as S. Thank you, plug. Okay. So escape to go to... This is apparently the attic. It looks more like an alleyway to me, but I guess you could interpret that as wood. I was interpreting it as brick, but it's obviously, now looking at it again, words. Telephone. This is not telephone.
Say, hey, hello there.
Oh.
Welcome to the green room. Now this, of course, is the hospitality room. So make yourself comfortable. There's some magazines here, over there, and a few catalogs, and I think Laurie left some scrapbooks around here somewhere, some notes for the Puppet Motel project. Anyway, there's a show going on stage now, so I'm just here by myself in the green room, and I was just looking at some old videos over there, so if you feel like watching, hey, join me.
So you're not Puppet Laurie, you're Puppet. Alright. What do we have over here? Some kind of projector? Popcorn? What?
Hey.
Okay, popcorn's off limits. Magazines? Is gonna copyright claim me? Yes. Probably. Maybe? I don't know. If this is copyright claimed, I guess we'll skip over it in editing. Like my voice.
Save.
This is a recording.
You are out of the memory.
Now I'm almost positive. Oh, okay. Technical reference. I can write here. There we go. Change the time. Surely that didn't. Alright, now it's 105 p.m. No colons. Was that it?
You are out of memory. Save.
I think I missed
Save now.
missed
Save.
the edge.
Once I met Viggo.
You what? Hold on.
And he's the head of the
What?
Dutch space team, and he just published a book called The Home Planet.
That looks
And
very
it's a collection
tedious.
of the writings of various astronauts, and lots of pictures taken from outer space.
Gosh, did you actually have
And
to
the
type all
astronauts
that?
weren't really
Writers, so what they said were things like, wow, this is unbelievable, this is amazing, really huge. And one of them wrote, you know, I never knew what round was until I saw the round, round Earth turning in space. And why call it Earth when it's mostly water? With just little bits of land where the animals and the people are. But the two things they all agreed on were one, nobody is up there watching us. And two, we're not the last survivors of life in a dying universe. They all thought that we're the very first. And maybe that's why we're so philosophical and so lost.
Alright, that is a little unsettling. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's cool. That is a really... What? I don't think I can reverse.
What Fassbinder film?
He said.
The one-armed man comes into the flower shop and says,
What flower expresses? Days go by, and they just keep going by endlessly, endlessly pulling you into the future. Days go by, endlessly, endlessly pulling you
Oh, it does look to right.
And the florist says,
That is so
White
cool.
lily.
Okay. I'm very pleased with this. This was made in Macromedia Director, I believe. Something I have zero experience with.
7, Puppet, please answer glove line.
Good morning. It's a wet start to the weekend and there's further rain on the way for Sunday. Now overnight a band of rain's been working its way steadily eastwards. At the moment it's in a line from Kent to the Western Isles of Scotland. And there's some fairly heavy burstings as well, particularly in the south of Wales and the West Country. And that's generating quite a bit of standing water together with spray on the road. So not terribly wonderful conditions for being out and about first thing this morning. Now during the morning the cloud and rain will sweep across to the east coast of Britain, although it may well be into the early afternoon before it reaches the far northeast of Scotland. By the late morning it should be turning drier in Northern Ireland and the far southwest of England, but it will still stay rather cloudy. During the afternoon, western and central areas of England and Wales, together with southwest Scotland, should see an improvement to drier weather, but still very little, if anything, in the way of sunshine. Temperatures today around 11 to 13 degrees, that's about the same as yesterday, but in Scotland I think around 8 to 9, but it will feel a bit cooler than yesterday with all that cloud and rain around, and the winds picking up in that rain as well. Now let's take a look at Remembrance Sunday, where it's going to start off rather cloudy and misty in the east, and further rain working its way in from the west to give everywhere a rather wet end to the morning. That's it from me. Now back to Charlotte Green.
Councillors in the Isle of Wight say their community care policy is in crisis because of a shortage of money.
David Lynch
They say they had only
used to do this
£22,000
webcast.
enough to
I think
operate
he's
for
deleted
4
all
days.
traces of it from the internet,
Emergency
and I never
measures have
thought
been
to make a
agreed
copy.
to maintain
Every day he
services
would
for those in most
give
urgent
the weather
need
from
for
his
8
studio
weeks.
for Los Angeles
There's
and
still
upload
no
it.
firm news about 2 British men
It was
working
so
with the aid organisation
weird,
BSO,
but for a
who were
time I really
captured by
enjoyed
rebels in the West African state of Sierra
just the
Leone.
absurdity of it.
Last night, the government in neighbouring Guinea said 2 Britons had turned up there.
It's just such a
The
weird
BSO
thing to
says
do
the
every
authorities may
morning.
be confusing them with 2 other aid workers who arrived earlier in the week.
This is
4
so weird.
foreign
This is their
businessmen,
entire
and a 5th from Dumfries and Galloway,
source
agreed to
code
appear in
minus the
court in
assets,
central London
best I
this
can
morning
tell.
in connection with a multi-billion-pound
If you want to
fraud.
recreate this in Macromedia Director.
For possessing forged financial documents with a face.
Alright, I think that's enough of that. Hey, how about I tell you about a dream I had? My dreams aren't nearly as interesting as what's going on here, but 2 days ago I had a dream. And I was balding, and I had a comb over. It was kind of goofy, like John Roberts's. I saw the start of the impeachment trial, and they had this really unfortunate for him camera angle. It was up in the balcony of the trial, pointed down at him, and you could see his kind of goofy comb over and the baldness behind it until his hair started to get the kind of friar look, excluding the comb over, of course. And so I was very upset about this. And I decided I needed to bicycle cross country. So I headed southwest, somewhere I haven't been before. I went to, I don't know, somewhere like Arizona or New Mexico. And I wound up in this arid, small town, very dusty town. And there was this elderly guy on the sidewalk in plaid. He had his suspenders on. Had the pug dog agedness you get, when your cheeks start to look like they might fall off your face. And he was just generally very pleased to see someone else outside. I decided I wanted blueberry muffins. So I went to the ATM, the only ATM in that dusty town, because I didn't have any cash, because who has cash anymore? And I was going to put my card in, but I looked and there were these dead insects, huge insects, on the outside of the ATM. And, you know, I just thought, yuck, and I woke up. And that's the entirety of the dream.
Puppet to Paloo.
Puppet to who?
Puppet to Paloo.
Paloo?
Puppet to the psychiatrist's office.
So is the puppet like the physical, if you will, version of Laurie Anderson? I'm not going to listen to the song until after I'm done with this. I feel like that would give some insight. Obviously, I can't post the song in the video.
No, it's like this. Choreography is the geography of dance. Look, choreography, C, equals G, dance. Choreography is the landscape of dance. It's the map. It's how you get from A to B.
Well, now that's very confusing. Now, where exactly is the dancer in here?
But don't you see? I mean, that's just the point. You can't tell the dancer from the dance. I mean, it's speed, it's velocity, it's movement, you know? It's like Steve Martin said, talking about music is like dancing about architecture. Now, you can't dance about architecture, now, can you?
Well, what about the square dance?
I mean, what about the square dance?
Well, a square dance is a dance about a barn.
Well, a barn is a building. It's hardly architecture.
Well, how about if I do something like this?
See? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, if I draw this, it's got scale, right? And if I do this, it's what?
It's a mess.
It's geography.
All right. Hello.
I love this part.
Well, someone learned how to lurk. Is there a different video?
And this is an item called Mac Makeup, and this is ladies only. Now, here's how it works. It's a compact-sized computer that fits in your purse. There's a mirror screen that lets you try out makeup before you actually apply it. This program contains 120 megabytes of beauty tips and 256,000 colors. Now, this item is still in a design phase, but we will say that in testing this product, no animals have been involved. Now, I think we have some order forms around here somewhere. Is there a toll-free number? Who knows?
Ooh. Oh, it's got the smudge. Get out of here, smudge. Oh, no, don't. Oh, no. No. Why does it make a plus sign? What does that mean? That makes me think it would zoom in, but it's still the standard cursor. I wonder if that's a technical mistake. Or maybe I'm just not understanding it. Alright, next one's makeup, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I had to actually listen to your spiel.
And this is an item called
I'll
Mac
skip
Makeup.
over this. Ah. Oh, that's all I can do with it. I can only close it. Are you sure? It'd be nice if we could apply it to the puppet. Oh. We can apply it to the smudge. I'm moderately uncomfortable. Let's close this.
Say no.
So the puppet seems to teleport. He was lurking there. He lurks there when there's static. Then he just kind of popped in over here. That's fine. I don't know why I've decided the puppet's a he now.
Hey, hi again. Say, have you been to the waiting room yet? I must have sat there an hour or so just watching those clocks go round and around and around. I mean, I had no idea what I was waiting for, but I had really had a great time. And I guess I've been in most of the rooms by now. And, you know, I have to say that Chen Chen has done a really amazing job on this project, designing the whole thing. And I think he's around here somewhere, if you want to meet him. Not sure exactly where he is at the moment. Chen Chen. Excuse me.
Senshin?
Chen Chen. Hello. One. Check. Hello. Chen Chen. Hello.
That's not Seattle. Where is that? Like the Kentucky-Tennessee border? Do you want me to find Seattle on the map? Can I move this, or do you really want me to go here? History of Vent Haven. Alright. Oh, jeez. Why not? Let's read it. History of Vent Haven, prepared for the dedication of the W.S. Berger Museum building, June 30th, 1973, by Susan DeFalaise. Sorry about your name. Mostly my pronunciation of it. The history of Vent Haven is really the story of its founder, William Shakespeare Berger, or, as he was known to his close friends and associates, W.S. Mr. Berger was born on May 13, 1878, in Cincinnati. His father, Geiseberger, was a German Shakespearean actor and also a playwright, author, and journalist. W.S. Berger's interest in theater, and specifically ventriloquism, came from his actor father, who entertained his small son by making hand puppets out of colored handkerchiefs and grease paint. As a lad of 5 or 6, Mr. Berger was wild about snakes, having ambitions of becoming a big-name snake charmer. By the age of 14, he had several trunks full of reptiles, living and dead, that he used to entertain his friends. Mr. Berger became really interested in ventriloquism when he was 15. He read every book he could find on the subject, and he practiced until he mastered the art of voice throwing himself. Although he was only earning $3 a week at the time, he never missed a chance to see any ventriloquist who was performing in the area. For the next 40 years, Mr. Berger, though never losing his interest in ventriloquism, was preoccupied with business. In 1895, while still in his teens, he started work as an office boy for the Cambridge Tile Company in Cincinnati. He rose to its presidency in 1941 and served as president until his retirement in 1947, when he became chairman of the board. Mr. Berger was also active in the Covington Trust and Banking Company, becoming a director in 1926. Weird time jump there. While on a business trip to New York in 1910, Mr. Berger bought his first figure, Tommy Baloney. Not Tony Baloney? Tommy was put away for many years while Mr. Berger was involved with his career. In 1930, Tommy was resurrected for a Christmas party. This figure was soon joined by other figures, including Skinny, Mr. Berger's favorite. Skinny and his master never performed professionally, but Skinny did his share to help at sales meetings, employee parties, and other functions at Cambridge Tile. It was at this time, and especially after his 1947 retirement, that Mr. Berger began his collection of ventriloquist figures and memorabilia, which today comprise Vent Haven Museum. As the years passed, the collection grew with Mr. Berger's enthusiasm, concern, and devotion. Anything he thought pertained to the collection he tried to obtain, and the acquisitions came in from all over the world. First they were housed in the Berger home, but eventually moved to the garage, which was expanded, then to a second building, the Josephine Berger Memorial Building, and recently to a third, the W.S. Berger Memorial Building. Many of the figures were purchased, others donated, and still others willed by vents convinced their friends could find no better home. Also around the time of his retirement, Mr. Berger became the president of LBV, IBV? The International Brotherhood of Ventriloquists. Under his guidance, the IBV flourished and grew. It went from 340 members to over 1,000 members throughout the world. Much of this success was due to the extensive personal correspondence Mr. Berger conducted with other vents, sometimes as many as 500 letters a month. It was also due to the Oracle, the official publication of IBV, which Mr. Berger founded. Mr. Berger wrote a column for the Oracle called Flashes, which he continued in the Ventagram when the Oracle stopped publishing. In 1960, Mr. Berger retired from the IBV, and since there was no one to take the role he played, the organization folded in the early 60s. Vent Haven today is the largest known collection of ventriloquist material in the world. Ventriloquial material. Besides the approximately 500 ventriloquist figures in the museum, there are hundreds of volumes on ventriloquism in the library, books in 8 languages dating back to the late 18th century. The library also contains ventriloquism courses, sheet music, scripts, pamphlets, playbills, records, tape recordings, and even films. Certainly the largest collection of printed material devoted to ventriloquism. The museum also contains countless novelty items and memorabilia. Taking canes? Talking canes? I see taking canes. I'm not sure what a taking cane is. SA, is a taking cane a thing, or is that talking canes with the L and the back of the K kind of merged together? Hand-carved miniature figures, drinking glasses, and other props used in acts. Even a grandfather's clock that turns into a figure. There are cabinets of costumes and a rogues gallery of hundreds of autographed pictures, events from around the world. Due to the planning and foresightedness of W.S. Berger, Vent Haven Museum will remain a permanent institution, open to the public and devoted to the art of ventriloquism. All right. Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. I wonder if those admissions are, prices are still valid. SA, is that a real place? If so, I don't know, I guess leave the phone number in. If you're really interested in ventriloquism, I guess give them a call. Oh no, what's this cell phone box doing here? Am I missing the emoji? There are leviathans in the sea. Get out of here, sea leviathans. Is there anything else I can click? It's not 2 o'clock a.m. I had to check. The date's right, though. Apparently I have the time wrong on this VM. Wonder if she ever expected this to be played in 2020. Or beyond. I can't go into this room with the chairs. Oh, can I change the lighting? Oh, it's a speaker? One of those big box speakers. Maybe they were considered small boxes at the time. How would I leave this room? I don't see the plug. If I look over here, is it somewhere? I don't think so. It's a very dark room. I suppose I could exit out of here if I must.
Hey, hi again.
All right. Exit. All right. Wasn't there a different fish? No, this must have been the fish room. I don't know what room this is. People are excited. What's that? The self-playing violin, 1975. I used the self-playing violin in Duets on Ice. The pre-recorded material was mostly cowboy songs recorded on 90-minute cassettes, so I'd play along, but since it was a loop, there was no definite way to end the concert. So the timing mechanism was a pair of ice skates with their blades frozen into blocks of ice. From As If. When the ice melted and I lost my balance, the concert was over. Strange if true.
Listen to my heartbeat. Listen to my heartbeat.
Alright, the digital violin, 1983. The digital violin was designed by Max Matthews of Bell Labs and customized by Bob Bielecki. Is it Bielecki? 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 Sorry, Bob. It was interfaced with a synclavier and was capable of playing any sound stored in the system. In the song Smoke Rings, the violin plays something that sounds like a violent storm. Actually, this sound was made by a computer crashing. The tape bow violin. Oh, can I actually... I don't think I... Oh! No? Nope, that was part of the music. Alright.
Lewis?
Say what you mean.
Lewis? Yes, you don't mean what you say.
Alright, the tape bow violin, 1977. A Revox-type playback head is mounted on the violin where the bridge would be. On the bow, instead of horsehair, there's a strip of pre-recorded audio tape. So that as you move the bow back and forth across the head, sound is produced. What? What? Is that a real thing, I say? Can you do that? I don't think so. I don't know. The Via Phonograph, 1976. The Via Phonograph, 1976, has a battery-powered turntable mounted on the body and a stereo needle attached to the bow. It's played by lowering the arm like the arm of a record player. The records I cut for it were one sustained note per band. That makes sense? That sounds kind of the same. Oh, that's different. I don't know about that. So we didn't hear this. Oh, sorry.
I dreamed I was a dog in a dog show. And my father came to the dog show, and he said, "That's a really good dog. I like that dog."
You know, I did an interview with John Cage, and I spent some time with him, and I noticed that he seemed to be such a happy guy. I mean, he was 80 years old. He was always smiling, and a lot of old people are in pretty bad moods by that point, but he wasn't. And I was supposed to be asking him about music and information theories, but what I really wanted to know was whether he thought things were getting better or worse, because that was something that was really on my mind, but it seemed like such a stupid question that I was afraid to ask. So I talked around it for a while, sort of building up to it, and I was saying things like, well, you know, according to theories of evolution, if there was a race between a modern horse and a prehistoric horse, the modern horse would win because it's faster, it's more efficient, it's adapted, and are we like that too? And then on the other hand, according to Richard Dawkins, there I'm sure of that. We're getting smarter. It's just that it happens so slowly. That's all. You know, I did an interview with...
All right. All right. Thank you, John Cage, for your contribution. All right, we've listened to these. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What is this thing? Spaceship? Is this the Voyager? Oh, the waiting room. Doesn't it say it's the Ouija room? Oh, no. It tells me where I could go. All right. What's the jewel room? Excuse me for a second while I recomfort my back. Alright, sitting up straight like a normal person. Please type. Hey, that's not what I'm typing. Alright. I'm sure the door or something. Just wanted to check out the periphery.
This is a recording.
I guess I can hold down shift. Does left shift work? Hope I said shift. Yeah, it does. Alright. I'm good on ice. The print room. That word got corrupted. Hello. Hi there.
I'm sitting in the
Oh, I didn't even see you.
set of the performance, The Nerve Bible, and the set is made in basically the shape of a T. There's a really long, 36-foot long beam, kind of an I-beam, and all our projection surfaces move along that. And then we have a path that goes back into deep into the stage. So these are the two kinds of time that we're using. This is sort of the present timeline, and then all of the stories about the past, all of the stories about memory and things you can't change, they happen kind of back that way. So the other elements in there are these two beams that come up and go down, and then we also have this globe and this cube up here and the globe over there, and these are projection surfaces, so you can wrap film around them. So even when you project onto a surface that isn't just straight ahead flat, the light sort of bends, and so that's how we're using those things.
All right. You're lurking again. Ducks? Oh, I'm shooting ducks. Come back, duck. How many ducks am I supposed to shoot? Doesn't matter. Why am I killing ducks? I killed all the ducks. What's this, a giant die?
Okay. Let's have playback.
Isn't that what we had? Okay.
I live on the highway near the Puppet Motel. I log in every day. I know the neighborhood well. How about the residents of the Puppet Motel? More than a little spooky, and most of them are mean. They're running the numbers, they're playing cops and robbers down in the dungeons, inside their machines. You know it's really real, we have fourth-dimensional dreams. Their minds are out on bail now, real is only what it seems. Searching the Holy Grail, having virtual sex, and they're eating virtual food. No wonder these puppets are always in a lousy mood. So if you think we live in a modern world where everything is clean and swell, take a walk on the B-side of town, down by the Puppet Motel. Take a whiff, burning plastic. Drink a cup of coffee. I try to revive. My mind's blank. I don't barely lie. My nerves are shut. I feel like hell. Guess it's time to check in at the Puppet Motel. Good afternoon. Boss. Ooh. I hate it like the way you talk. Pardon me. Shut down.
Say. So, how was that? Was, anybody checking the lip sync? Huh? Hello? Hello? Oh well.
Puppet talks to himself a lot. I think I've decided at this point that the music is so integral to the experience that even if it is copyright claimed, we're going to leave it in. The only reason I generally I go to some lengths to prevent things from being copyright claimed is YouTube inserts ads where it otherwise wouldn't. I don't monetize any of the videos I have up, mostly because I don't like mid-roll advertisements in particular. So if mid-roll ads are appearing, I'm sorry. It's just an unfortunate thing that really had to happen to get this out. Let's stand here. What happens? Oh, we do actually stand there.
So the set for this performance, the Nerve Bible, is a kind of constructivist type set. And when I first thought of this design, I thought it would be interesting to actually watch it being built. So, you know, as part of the show, like a real sort of construction site. So I thought a great opening act for the concerts would be Bob Vila, you know, this guy who does This Old House. It's a TV show about fixing up an old place, and he shows you how to use all of these tools, and you learn how to do all kinds of home repair things. So the point is, you know, that most opening acts are really pretty boring, and they're picked because they're sort of boring, and so they won't like upstage the main act.
What?
Anyway, so I thought Bob Vila would be fantastic,
Bob
because that way
Vila?
it wouldn't just be more music. You would actually learn something really useful, you know, like grouting. So he'd come out on the stage, he'd start, you know, building something with some
Vila is
tools. He
boring?
didn't know what was going on there, like you know, and then there'd be it would be a closed circuit TV thing, so you'd see him on screens back there. But anyway, he's making stuff, and then gradually you realize that he's actually building the set. So that happens around him, and after about half an hour, which is about enough time for an opening act, the musicians come out, they plug in, they've got their power tools, so brrrr at the first, you know, power chord, and Bob Vila's over there kind of wrapping it up, just finishing the last bits of like little puttying, and he leaves, and then the show starts. Now, Bob wasn't available, so we had to just can that part of the show and then just start ourselves. So that's how the show begins.
What a weird entry into Bob Vila's life that would have been. Jeez. Instead he gets trashed. The boring part of the show, Bob Vila. Poor Bob Vila. I have to go for the day, so I'll see you back here in a bit. All right, we're back. There should be less skipping now. I have done a lot of finagling with 86 box. Trouble is, while I was testing it, I couldn't figure out how to get back to the stage. I don't remember where I clicked. No, that's the fish. I don't want the fish. I also updated the 86 box guide on the website, if anyone cares. Was it here? What is that, a goblin statue? Everything in this game is so freaking dark. Not everything, but no, we've been here. Let me, is this the phone?
Say no.
You can press 2 in the phone room and it'll take you somewhere you haven't been yet. No, this is the chair room. I don't want the chair room. Where's the phone room? What is this? I can't. It's so dark. Oh, there's a phone. It's this big globe. That makes sense. Doesn't make sense. That's the bad phone. Where's the good phone? Oh, is it down here where you talk? The receiver? No. The receiver is the... Don't people usually call the base of this... Well, not this in this case. This is just an answering machine.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
Would they call this the transmitter and this the receiver?
Press 2. If you'd like to see a list of your options, press 3.
I thought people always called the base of the phone the receiver for whatever reason.
Press 4.
I mean, it's kind of a transceiver.
Press 5. If you'd like some professional help.
Okay. Are these all new rooms or rooms we haven't completed? Let's go to the lip room. Isn't that just going to be the psychiatrist thing? That's where we learned about the lip smudge. No? What is this? Alright. Let's choose cube. Alright. You have a square heart. Okay. Great. No, no, none of that, please. Nope. What? This might be too abstract for me. Maybe I'm just not in the mood. It's a new recording day. Oh, what's this?
Last summer, I spent a couple of weeks in a Buddhist monastery.
Do I really have to?
No one was allowed to speak or to read or to write.
That's least offensive.
It was very quiet there. The first night, I heard an unearthly sound coming from somewhere on the other end of the building. Sometimes the sound was a low moaning. Other times it was a piercing shriek. Sometimes a soft sing-song. It went on for hours. The same words
Still
over
a lot of
and
skipping.
over. And it sounded like Juanita, 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 Juanita. I couldn't imagine who Juanita might be, or why someone wanted her so badly, or why no one ever answered such an obviously desperate call. Later I found out that the word wasn't Juanita at all, but Ananata, the word for ego, the word for self.
Oh.
Last summer I spent a couple of weeks in a Buddhist monastery. No one was allowed to speak or to read or to write. It was very quiet there. The first night I heard an unearthly sound coming from somewhere on the other end of the building.
Is this the same?
Sometimes the sound was a low moaning.
I think
Other
so.
times a piercing shriek.
I thought the plug was to exit. Why did that exit? I've been here. Give me a second. It's almost as much skipping as we had, possibly the same amount. I'm gonna try and mess with it a little more. See you in a second. Alright, let's give this a try. I don't know if it'll help any. It's real hard to emulate Windows 95. The hardware is freaking complicated. It's got all sorts of goofy drivers it has to work with. Phone 2. That's how we roll now. Phone. There you are. Phone. Oh no, wait. That was the bad part of the phone, wasn't it? How did I do that?
They listen to the music. To the sweet swinging music.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the music.
That came from their radios.
Yeah.
That came from...
Same.
This is a recording.
Additionally, for what it's worth, I recall all games from this time skipping on our home computer, but...
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
But I've already been here. Why is it back?
This is a recording.
Did I not finish it? Did I need to click the plug instead? No, this is a different area. What is this? Oh, okay. The idea that I'm graffitiing? I can't move my mouse slower. My cursor, rather. Does it go over here? Sure doesn't seem to. Oh, okay. Do I have to drag you up? No? What would you like me to do?
Drag for assistance.
Oh, okay. Dang it. At least there's no loading screen between the waiting room and the attic. A lot of loading.
You are out of memory. Save.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
A Christmas special. Don't break the baby. Alright. Are these bacteria? Oh, that's cool. Well, it's something different. Alright. Did your phone change? No. You have strange lips, sir. Oh. Well, I think it was a mistake touching the antenna. Oh, no. What? What is that? Alright, where are our fellows at? It's gonna drive me nuts. Dang you analog signals. Oh, there they are. Is that the same location every time? The people disappear. They're only on this. Does it matter? I can't do anything with this plug, as far as I can tell. I don't feel like I've completed it. I don't feel like I've completed this room, but I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I mean, I could follow along with the story about the psychiatrist, and that's pretty much it. I have no idea what this is communicating. All right, let's fix you. I don't much care for this. Yeah, geometry, great. Okay. The man hitting the baby has geography, so I guess we're clear on that now. Going back to the attic.
This is a recording.
One of those signs that says art, and then if you turn it, it says not art.
Save.
What do they call them? The holograms? What else can I do in this room? What does 4 do?
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
No.
If you'd like to go someplace you haven't been before, press 2. If you'd like to see a list of your options, press 3. If you'd like to leave a message on the internet, press 4. If you'd like to know where you are, press 5.
Alright.
If you'd like some professional help, press 6.
Let's try 5 first. Okay. We're apparently in the United States.
They listen to the music.
No.
To the sweet swinging music.
No.
That came from their radios.
Who are they anyway? Space aliens? You know they're up to no good. Always listen to that human music. Number 6. What is this? Professional help? No. I am familiar with this room. Thank you.
Directory assistance. Directory assistance. Directory assistance.
2.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
Why is the plug room? The plug room? This is very disorienting. I assume intentionally. Have I been to the plug room? It says I haven't. Let's go to the plug room.
You're walking and you don't...
You what?
You're walking and you don't always realize it, but you're always falling.
Yeah,
With
I've
each
heard
step,
this one.
You fall forward slightly.
Yeah.
And catch yourself from falling. Over and over you're falling, and then catching yourself from falling. And this is how you can be walking and falling at the same time. You're walking and you don't always realize.
All right.
So when they say things like you've got to do this, spend some time.
How about just one?
Ask what book, because it would make a big difference if it was Dostoevsky and not just, something like Ivanhoe, you know what I'm saying? So when they say things like you've got to do this by the book, you have to ask what book, because when I did an interview with John Cage and I spent some time with him, here are the questions.
Is this a room with just every story I've heard already? Or is this just a different way to navigate? Or both? I guess both. Alright, let's go somewhere new. Let's go to ladder room. I see no ladder. We're gonna start rapping. What are we doing here? Alright, we're spinning up. Got our... It's probably magnetic tape. Oh no. I don't have to get these to match up, do I? Do I? Do they even spin at different speeds? Is that possible? Oh boy. I can't tell. I think this one might move faster. You guys help me out? Okay, sticks. Okay. Audio would be great. Or do you just not have remarks? Was that the joke? Where did the stick go? Oh, okay. We're looking at film. These are where the remarks would go, if there were any. I think. Yeah. For all I know, those are Hawaiians. All right, let's see man on phone. There's a man. There's a phone. He's on it. Truth in advertising. Metronome? The heck is that? Looks like a metronome to me. Is there a metro abnorm? That one's probably more interesting. Are these supposed to be like a vinyl case? I don't... Oh no, it's the ribbon. It's the ribbon of film, I think. Is this audio? Can I... Oh. Hold on. Alright, this makes somewhat more sense. I assume nothing happens if I get them quote-unquote right. I don't think any of these have birds. Yeah, sure. All right. I think that's trouble when you get this abstract. And put it in a game. Like, I don't know if... Am I just supposed to play in here? If I'd like? Oh, horror music. All right. Blue lamp. Nothing's more horrifying than a blue lamp. Who knows what that blue lamp's illuminating? And it's keeping you up at night. Literally. Unless it isn't, then I guess it's not. But it could be. What's it powered by? Humans on a mill, running forever. Puppies being ground up for their energy. All right, that's enough. All right, Things do happen a little differently if you replay them sometimes. For what it's worth, I don't think that's interesting enough to justify doing. But certainly up to you. I can't give you a link to this one, I don't think. I'll tell you it was easy to find.
In
Leave it at that.
1974, I went to Mexico to visit my brother, who was working as an anthropologist with the Tzotzil Indians, the last surviving Mayan tribe. Now, the Tzotzil speak a lovely bird-like language and are quite tiny physically. I towered over them. Mostly, I spent my days following the women around, since my brother wasn't really allowed to do this. We got up at 3 a.m. and began to separate the corn into 3 colors. Then we boiled it, ran to the mill and back, and finally started to make the tortillas. Now, all the other women's tortillas were 360 degrees, perfectly toasted, perfectly round. And even after a lot of practice, mine were still lopsided and charred.
I mean, you probably still get
And when
the
they
whole
thought I wasn't
360
looking,
degrees. But
they threw them to the dogs. After breakfast, we spent the rest of the day down at the river, watching the goats and braiding and unbraiding each other's hair. So usually, there wasn't that much to report. One day, the women decided to braid my hair Tzotzil style. After they did this, I saw my reflection in a puddle. I looked ridiculous. But they said, before we did this, you were ugly. But now, maybe you will find a husband. I lived with them in a yurt, a thatched structure shaped like a cupcake. There's a central fireplace, ringed by sleeping shelves, sort of like a dry beaver dam. Now, my Tzotzil name was Losha, which loosely translated means the ugly one with the jewels. Now, ugly, okay. I was awfully tall by local standards. But what do they mean by the jewels? I didn't find out what this meant until one night when I was taking my contact lenses out. And since I'd lost the case, I was carefully placing them on the sleeping shelf. Suddenly, I noticed that everyone was staring at me. And I realized that none of the Tzotzil had ever seen glasses, much less contacts, and that these were the jewels. The transparent, perfectly round jewels that I carefully hid on the shelf at night and then put, for safekeeping, into my eyes every morning. So I may have been ugly, but so what? I had the jewels. Full fathom 5.
What?
Thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but that suffers a sea change into something rich and strange and I alone am left to tell the tale. Call me Ish.
All right. I clicked the moon for that, right? I don't know. What's going on here? We get a... Oh, hello. Am I looking to make an eclipse? I don't think I really have vertical control of either. I think I can just make them do like that. I can hide the plug. I feel like there's something else I should be doing in here. Yeah, I don't think I can make them touch. I guess the moon probably... Well, not that one. Yeah, I don't think the moon really changes its, however you'd like to say it, vertical distance from the sun. I think we'll plug on out of here. Nope, maybe we won't. Okay. Would you like me to find that fellow with the blinky eyes? He sort of matches you. Blinky eyes, where'd you go? Where did he go? Oh! There you are. Hey, friend. There's the... Surely I don't have to make everything match. Where'd Blinky go? Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
Oh, I don't drag it? Alright. Why are these red now? This turned into a horror game? Oh yeah, we were here. Is this the stage? We didn't finish with the stage last time. Oh, nope, not the stage. Alright. Let's get on back to the attic.
This is a recording.
I don't think we've heard the story about planes yet, have we? I assume these are supposed to look monochrome and terrible. I guess it's possible that it's a...
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
Oh?
If you'd like to go someplace you haven't been before,
I've forgotten what
press
I'm
2.
doing. Sorry.
If you'd like to see...
Let's go to the plane. What's in Plane World? Alright, we've got clouds. Got a lot of birds. This is all I can do. I can rotate this. I can't, oh, okay. You're making a real goofy heart. Okay, it doesn't want to go there, huh? Oh, it's ice skate. Yeah, Oh, that's cool. So we probably could have made any image from the game so far. Any one of these story objects. And it would have transported us to that room. That's a neat idea. It's not very practical. But it's a neat idea.
You are out of memory. Save.
Spoon room, please.
No.
Spoon room as a bedroom, huh?
The time is 10:30 minutes 4 seconds a.m.
Thank you.
Come here, little girl. Come here, little girl.
Can I flip you over?
Get in.
What?
Now the weather report from coastal stations for 0400 GMT.
You what?
Fiery, southeast by east 5, intermittent slight rain.
Man, I don't want to hear the weather.
Good morning. It's a wet start to the weekend.
I want to hear the weather. There we go. Oh, I can dance to this. Alright. Alright, what kind of motel facilities? Oh, there's a... Stop that. Weird guy. Stop it. Where's the plug? Ooh, what's in here? Hotel hot dogs is a recipe invented by Laurie Anderson, a previous guest, when she was on a press tour in Germany. Usually, I sat in a small room all day and gave interviews non-stop, and this went on the whole day, and into the night, and by the time I was finished, all the restaurants would be closed. Signed, Laurie Anderson. So here are 2 ingredients, 2 bratwurst, Oscar Myers will also do. They have Oscar Myers in Germany? Ooh, I'm getting copyright claim for this. That's fine. The utensils you'll need are 1 lamp, a pocket knife, and wire strippers. You know, the talking over my talking is... Have I heard this before? This sure sounds familiar. Where would I have heard Laurie Anderson? I've been to 1 modern art museum in my life. Sorry. Unwrap the bratwurst and... I feel bad talking over him. Weird bagpipe cameo there. I like it.
Listen to the drums beat in our sleep.
Using the unwrap the bratwurst and place it on the table. Unplug the lamp. Using the pocket knife, cut the lamp cord approximately 3 feet from the plug. With wire strippers, peel the insulation from the cord, leaving about 10 inches of exposed wire. Thread the wire through the bratwurst and tie off the wire at the end. Big Clive did this recently with Babel cheese. It didn't go well, but this makes more sense. Then plug it in, cook it until the bratwurst is crispy on the outside, approximately 2 seconds. Make sure the cooking time doesn't exceed 3 seconds since the meat will explode at very high temperatures. Then just relax and enjoy. This dish is excellent, accompanied by a cool glass of tap water, or a glass of cool tap water. In the US and other territories where 100 volts are used, add 2 additional seconds to cooking time. Just use the washer outlet. It'll be fine. What do we got here? What?
Mini bar glass key.
Mini bar glass key?
Mini bar glass key. Mini bar glass key.
Gwaz key? What is that, Polish?
I knew a woman who lived in an apartment on the 6th floor. And every...
Oh, okay. You want to... No, we're done with that story? What?
The time is 10:34 minute 21 second a.m.
Thank you. That's not true. It's 10:34 a.m. The clock to this VM is supposed to sync. It has the date right. I don't know where the Gwaz key is. Is it in the lampshade? It's not on fire. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for positive reinforcement. Oh, geez. Excuse me while I cough. My sister and I used to play this game called Red Hot, and in Red Hot, the ceiling's suddenly about 1,000 degrees, and there's no gravity. Gravity doesn't exist anymore. And you're trying not to float up to the ceiling, so you have to hold on to things. You have to hold on to sheets, pillows, chairs, anything that you won't go floating up to anything so that you won't go floating up to that ceiling. I guess it's not what anyone would call a very competitive game, you know what I mean? Mainly we just sweated a lot and we were really glad when it was all over and the ceiling cooled back down again. Where's the dang plugs? No! Thank you. What else is on the radio? Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, alright.
Say no.
Alright. I wanted to hear the story about the woman in the apartment. I couldn't figure. I don't think we've been to Cool Glass's room, have we? It didn't let me go there. I was too slow, I guess.
This is a recording.
Man, what do I need to record here? What would really make this game pop? I gotta breathe.
If you'd like to
Real
leave a message,
breathy
press
breath.
1.
Real airish.
If you'd like...
I guess we've been to the sunglasses room. I don't recall what it was. Maybe it was the TV room? I don't know if it was so bright you'd need shades. East, the edge of the world. West, those who came before me. When my father died, we put him in the ground. When my father died, it was like a whole library had burned down. World without end, remember me. That was fast. There we go. Alright. I don't really remember my ear anatomy very well. Something about anvils and hammers. No, not acupuncture. Is this a baby? I don't want to stab the baby's head. Can we stab not the baby? Let's stab... What is this, a bladder? Uh-oh. Bladder's peeing. I want to poke the baby head. No! Sorry, baby. I wanted you, and I was looking for you. Sorry, baby. But I couldn't find you. Ah, geez, is this a story about a stillborn? Grandma had a stillborn. Unfortunate business. Man, what? Okay, I can... Are these independent now? No. Maybe. I don't know. Do you match up with any lines here? Certainly not. That looks normal. That looks fine. What do we have here? This is clearly the skiing Klansman. I don't really know why he has boulders behind him. He's now skied off the screen. Alright, what is he? That's a skiing Klansman, isn't it? He's got like a big stone hammer. I don't see how else you could possibly interpret that. We don't want the Klansman near the baby. Let's put him at the butt. Alright. Wait. Did my bladder move? What is this thing? What are these, kidneys? An eyeball? Ooh, that looks kind of angry. Alright. How about this thing? This looks important. This is the dynamite timer. The bomb. We'll put the bomb... Oh, here, it can accelerate him to ski. Oh, but then it'll crush the baby head. Let's put it in front of him. There we go. Here we have the colon. Colon goes in the butt. Oh, does it go in the butt? Oh, did I actually place that right? Oh, no, I can move your feet. I don't know, I thought the foot was in a fine place before. What am I making? Is he an eyebrow? Okay, you had a head transplant now. No, leave that. That's not what I want. There we go. No, stop that. I don't want you head transplant line. Here's your bladder back. I guess it goes about there. So, we placed the hammer one, right? That was 2? How do I know what 1 is? Something goes in the eye. And if it's not... No? Alright. Oh, is this a different Klansman? Or was he... Oh, I think I accidentally grabbed 2 things. This looks like a nose. I don't know what it thinks I'm grabbing, though. There's a nose for you. 6 would be here-ish. Oh boy. What is this? You what? Oh, I don't need that at all, huh? Oh, is that just to poke the eye? Where are you going? Parts? What is this thing? Glasses? Goodbye. I guess you're all gonna go away now. You want lips? No. Goodbye, arm. I didn't recognize you, but that's okay, I guess. Goodbye, belly button. Alright. You a lizard? I don't have to poke you there, do I? Happened to your mouth? You sure you don't want your lips? Alright. Because you have a weird box of obscurity there. Go away, stamp. No, it wants me to keep the stamp. Nope. No, it doesn't. It's decided it's had enough of the stamp. What is this? Ah, jeez. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. Alright, you guys need to go off the screen faster. Great. Oh. Well. We did that work and we got the reward of accidentally resetting it. Cool.
Save now.
We have 2 rooms left, and then I believe we are going to go exploring the CD file, see if there's anything interesting on there. No promises, there is. Oh, there's only 1 room left. Good, my back's starting to hurt. I need to roll around on the floor for a while. Alright, what do we... Alright. Ah. I hope your lungs don't explode. Oh. I've been here.
Last summer, I spent a couple of weeks in a Buddhist monastery.
All right. Well, I guess that was Puppet Motel. Excuse me while I cough yet again. All right. Wonder if the plug room's different now.
So you're
Doesn't seem like it.
You're walking and you don't always realize it, but you're always following.
What happens if we go back to the phone room and press 2 again? I assume it's just a blank wall.
Save.
There's still some things we haven't explored, but...
Save.
I feel like you have more than the general gist of this by this point.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1.
Oh. Well, there's nothing here, Mr. Macro Media. Alright. I guess that's that. I'm going to adjust my back, and then we'll see what's on the CD. See you then. Oh, I guess I should let the actual credits play, shouldn't I? That'd be a nice thing to do. Nobody here has proper names. Oh, that's Sin Chen. Sorry for my pronunciation of your name. All right. I'm not sure where Minolta is. But good job, Minolta. Look at that, you get a fax number. Special thanks to the Microsoft Corporation for kindly supplying the Comic Sans True Type fonts. Thank you, Microsoft. It's part of a free web font provided by Microsoft that attempt to improve diversity and legibility on the internet. Comic Sans. Improving legibility. Thank you, Microsoft. And Adobe. I remember Adobe. Back when they sold products instead of subscriptions. What a wonderful life that was. Okay. I don't know. I guess we explicitly have the Windows 95 CD. All right. Yeah. I guess Macromedia was its own independent company, wasn't it? And I always thought it was part of a... No, maybe it's not. SA, who owns Macromedia? I thought it was Adobe. Did Adobe buy them? Am I just way off? All right. I'm going to go roll around. See you in a second. All right. Let's see if there's anything interesting in here. How do I switch the view to the... No, not quite like that. Well, I guess that's sort of close to what I want. I want the one where you can expand the folders or whatever, but not have the windows pop up. You know what I mean? I don't think you know what I mean. I can envision it. Joy. Font. Other. What is this? No, this is some kind of 16-bit version for Windows 3.1, I imagine. All right. That's interesting. Why have you... here's what I want. Is this a link to my... No, it's not. This is different. Interesting. I thought it was a link to the C drive Puppet Motel for a second. All right. These are a bunch of different sounds that it uses. Wave files. All right. And our Comic Sans and Comic Sans Bold QuickTime installer. Man, that's a lot of rooms. I need to sneeze again. No, do I? I don't know. Yep. All right. I'll sneeze. What was a cartoon? Oh, gonna sneeze again. All right, I'll sneeze. I assume class ad was the geography thing. This one looks long. Oh, all right. AIF. What the heck is AIF? It's some kind of video format, isn't it? I didn't realize ugly was its whole room. Stugly. Ouch. That's just a WAV file, isn't it? No? It's another one of these AIFs. Is that Adobe image format? I don't know. I made that up. It's a guess. All right. Well, I guess that was Puppet Motel. What's LTI? Learn Technologies Interactive of New York designs, develops, and publishes cutting-edge interactive multimedia products. Never heard of these, but great job, LTI. All right, that was Laurie Anderson's Puppet Motel. It was generally interesting. I'll say it had interesting moments. Strings? Oh, all right. I gotcha. Simpler times. I think next up I'm gonna try. No, I won't tell you what I'm gonna do, because whenever I tell you what I'm gonna do in a previous video, I wind up not being able to do it for some reason, and then it feels really awkward. So I'm just gonna say, see you next time. Thanks for watching.